All right, Paul, go for it.
Okay. Testing, testing. Today on Quality Time with Family Ties, we learn you gotta read your breakdowns.
And in 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody! Welcome to Quality Time with Family Ties. I am one of your hosts, Scott Jones. Joining me, as always, Mr. Paul Packler. Paul, how are you, man?
I'm in a shitty mood.
It wouldn't. It wouldn't be from this episode, would it?
It doesn't help.
It doesn't. No.
It's humid. I've been miserable. I had a busy day at work. I hate everyone there, and this episode made me so fucking angry.
Yeah, if you were having, listeners, if you were having a good day, if things were going right for you in the world, if everything was going well, this would ruin it. This would just crap all over your day. Corey, what about you? How are you?
I'm pretty pissed off myself. I'm in a shitty mood. I'm moving my mother tomorrow from a rehab facility to assisted living. My brother's out here, and we talked her into, and she ain't happy. She is 91 years old of pissed off.
Whoa.
And she is pissed that we're putting her in an assisted living facility because her brain's degenerating.
Yeah, I mean, you're 91. I mean, that's
she can't really remember things anymore, and she just can't live on her own. So we're doing this to save her from herself.
Oh, right. Sure. Absolutely.
So she can't just wander off. So
will she have, 24-hour care?
It's assisted living for the time being. As she gets worse, she can move into more nursing facilities and hospice care as time goes on. Right. So right now she's living in an apartment all by herself, and she just goes to a dining room for meals, so she doesn't have to cook or leave a stove on and burn herself up. But, all of this going on in my life, this episode just made it worse.
Oh.
It is just awful, this episode.
I don't think I've watched, we've watched bad episodes, guys, but I don't think we've ever watched an episode that, made us pissed off.
It just degenerated. It circled the toilet for a significant period of time and just got sucked into the sewers.
It was bad. Yeah.
It's like when you would go to the department store and there was that thing for the Boys and Girls Club where you would put the quarter in the top and then it would circle and circle and circle and circle. And you're having so much fun watching it circle, but then while you're watching it, someone comes up behind you and hits you with a fucking club. That's what this episode was.
That's what this episode was.
That's true.
It was like they took every character that they've established and just wrote the worst piece of shit for them. They totally betrayed their characters in this one, I thought. That's what pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Go ahead.
And if that, and I know that we're recording this a little bit, we record our episodes in advance, so we've just dealt with this week. But also, another strike to Quality Time here this week is Netflix is no longer going to be streaming Quality Time for Family Ties.
Yeah, by the time you hear this episode, it will have come and gone. The golden age of Netflix Family Ties.
Yeah. And Paul, what made me even more angry that day that you texted us and said Family Ties was leaving Netflix? It was the same day that I read a report that the CEO of Netflix was defending his choice to do Adam Sandler movies for Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they'll give you all the Adam Sandler you want, but you can't watch your Family Ties. All right, gentlemen.
There's another circling the drain for 20 years.
And club over the head. Yeah.
Yeah. Holy fuck, Adam Sandler. What is your goddamn problem?
What?
You're like a multi-millionaire, and you look like the most miserable piece of shit ever.
Yeah.
You read, if you've ever read that Roald Dahl book, The Twits, where
he looks like a twit.
Yeah, they start out really happy and normal, and then the hatred in their hearts makes their faces age, and they look like assholes. Because the hate eats you from inside, and that is Adam Sandler's face.
It's crazy. Yeah, and let's not go to how did he become a billionaire? When was the last time he made any decent movie? I mean,
The Wedding Singer.
Arguably never.
I would even. I mean, Wedding Singer was okay. I mean, yeah, arguably never. I enjoyed because I was young and dumb and enjoyed Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore. But after that, I really didn't care.
No. No.
Anyway, we're off track, and it probably is just to avoid this shitty episode. So let's jump into it, gentlemen. All right. So hopefully, for those of you hopefully finding a way to play along with us, we are on Season 2, Episode 4, entitled This Year's Model. And it starts off, Jennifer is making a relief map of Sweden, which... Did any of you, could you tell what she was actually constructing? It looked like she was taking, like, Post-it notes.
It looked like Post-its, yep. That's what I thought it was.
Do the writers of this episode know what a relief map is? Because the stuff they pull out for this relief map makes no sense whatsoever.
Doesn't even matter, I think.
It really does.
Yeah, let's just go with, who cares?
Yeah.
So,
what do we have around
us making this map?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about it one more time, and even then we won't give a shit.
We won't give a shit. She's making a relief map. Alex is like, come on, you can do better than this. You need to go the extra mile. He tosses her map and then gives her a list of random, like, lumber and plaster of Paris to build a...
Balsa wood.
Balsa wood, yeah, to build a relief map.
And a herring.
Yeah, because the joke is it's Sweden, right? What's up, Paul?
I don't know if it's me or not, but Corey, when you're listening to Scott, is his voice breaking up all over the place?
No, I'm fine right now with him. I had that one moment before that was screwy, and now he's fine.
Okay, it keeps like popping and buzzing, so it must be my connection.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No. Good call.
I just want to make sure for recording purposes.
No, perfect. Okay, start picking up again. So we get to the premise of this episode, and it's Mallory checks the mail, and she has gotten a letter. She has entered her and Elise in a mother-daughter modeling event, unbeknownst to Elise.
And what's surprising is that, like, Mallory's like, I won, and I was expecting that the episode was going to go in a direction of she didn't win anything. That this is like one of those, like, give us $50 and you can be in the who's who book of high school seniors, like that sort of a thing. But no, I guess she did win something. I don't know what she won, though.
$500.
Yeah.
Oh, did she?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I always kept on asking her to split it with him.
Right. No, it wasn't even 500. I think it was like 250. That was it.
It was 250, and they were splitting 125 each.
Yeah, probably. And why did Alex gets excited about this? That he considers himself. What was that joke about?
I couldn't tell.
Like, I was in the picture too. I won. And then Mallory says, "No, I drew a volleyball over your face." But
he kisses her dangerously close to the mouth. It was weird.
It wasn't even a joke. He was very sincere that he was very excited to win a mother-daughter
modeling contest.
Okay. Yeah. So now we flash to the kitchen, and Jennifer comes in with lumber and supplies. She's working on this damn relief map of Sweden.
You mean Yennefer?
Oh yes. Yellow Yennefer.
Yeah, that was the best joke. That was the only joke of the night that made me laugh.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. And so basically Steve and Elise come in, and now it's time for Mallory to explain that she's entered them into a contest. And we had all these jokes about like the bio that she wrote for Mallory wrote for Elise.
Mm-hmm.
How she always wanted to be a model, and Mallory, you know, aspiring to be a model. It just went on forever, and it just...
It was like, we get it. Like, you lied on the application.
And there was nothing funny. Like, going.
Like, here's what the scene could have been. I lied on the application. Mallory, why did you lie on the application? As a feminist and a hippie, I don't want to be a part of a thing that objectifies women. But, Mom, it means a lot to me. All right. There you go. There's your motherfucking scene, goddammit.
Yeah.
Except they took 12 minutes to get to that spot.
Right.
Yeah.
And here was another piece of logic I loved. Is Elise doesn't want to do it, and rightfully so. And then Mallory comes up with this weird piece of logic of everyone thinks you think it's silly. You think I'm silly. Why does everyone think everything I do is silly? No one said anything like that.
No, they're just laying.
Alex chimes in, Alex chimes in, of course, because she set him up. But no one thinks that what she's doing is silly or ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's just
no one said that.
Yeah. Elise just wants to fucking not do the model. I don't want to.
Also, she's a feminist. She doesn't want to objectify women. She doesn't like the fact that her daughter forged her on an application for something and lied. There's a lot of reasons Elise doesn't want to do this. Yet, for some reason, she does.
She does. Okay.
Yeah, Mallory's been sitting on this emotional powder keg for a while. I feel like
from the second act, obviously, I wrote in big letters later on, she needs therapy immediately.
Yeah.
This is a breakdown she has.
The stage fright. The stage fright episode where, you know, when she wins she almost wins the quiz off thing, and then everyone gives a shit about Alex instead of her. I think that this is where things are building from.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's already been sexually assaulted in the series, so she's going through a lot. Yeah. She's just kind of locked up. Poor Mallory. I mean, she gets ignored half the time, and then this shit. So, even with that, guys, okay, even if it's completely misguided to have Elise want to or agree to do this contest, you do have something of a premise, because what could happen next? It would be interesting to see Elise go to this, you know, contest and see how she would react to that. As a feminist, as a hippie, as a progressive woman, okay? But that's not what they do.
It turns into an I Love Lucy episode.
Ooh, good, Corey.
Without Lucy.
Or jokes.
It's just like, oh my God, they really thought there was like a lot of physical shit to be mined here. And boy, none of it works. Not one of the pieces lands.
Yeah. It's like in the script, it just said funny things happened, and then no one ever planned what those funny things were.
They'll figure it out. They'll improv.
We'll work it. Don't worry.
We'll figure it out.
Scene 4, hijinks ensue. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dreadful.
So they go to this shoot, and holy shit, the production design for this modeling shoot is all over the place. Like I was almost dizzy watching it. Like they have little sets set up here, and like the mirror is the makeup mirror and everything is set near everything else. It was just really discombobulating watching where everything goes. And they cut between Elise and Mallory and Alex hitting on this blonde chick.
Now, this is my favorite part of the episode in the most awful way possible.
Yeah.
This is like the C plot that absolutely is never mentioned again the rest of the episode, and yet seemed terribly important the way they presented it.
Oh, yeah.
Heather and her mom seemed like it was really important characters.
Yeah, that something was going to happen with them a little bit, because they make a big deal about... Yeah,
nope. It was just sort of like a B plot for this one scene.
Yeah, it was like, oh my God, there's too many things about women on here. We need Alex to chase a piece of ass, so that way people will enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
we
worst.
Can't just let women do things on Family Ties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know why? And I think I figured out why they had that C plot, Corey, is because with all the business going on, I think they had to give time for Justine and Meredith to change clothes or to change into something or adjust something over to one side.
And
that's a really good
point. In a musical. You put the freeze in just so the star can go and change into their next costume.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what it felt like. They had to like make some adjustments where the other camera was going to be. So write this where Alex can be chasing this girl, and we can throw in a couple of jokes and include him in the show. But it really, like you said, it doesn't go anywhere. There's nothing presented, and it sucks.
And it was funny. I thought during this scene it had gone about as low as it could go. And yet somehow or another this episode continues to surprise scene after scene. It gets worse and worse.
Mm-hmm. And it gets, and then we meet the photographer, which is like this cliche photographer.
Yeah, the photographer was cliche, but Ed Hansen I'm fascinated with.
Yeah, I was kind of fascinated with his character a little bit. Mm-hmm.
We'll get when we get to the second act, I've got a few things to point out.
Okay.
He's like, so Ed Hansen looks like a TV exec? Like he just got like a 3-piece tweed type suit jacket thing,
but cheaply made.
Yeah. But then he's got like a beard and like a fro, and he just seems like a nice guy. Mm-hmm. I keep wanting bad things to happen where it's like they're creepy or they're all Hollywood and weird model people. But no.
You know what he reminded me of? The actor that was in Groundhog Day, that needle-nosed Ned that kept falling into the
Stephen Tobolowsky.
Yes, he reminded me of Stephen Tobolowsky.
Yeah,
a little bit. Where he's overly nice, but there's something always creepy about him.
Am I right or am I right?
I'm right.
I just want to say this though, because like once again, this always seems to happen when I get really angry and bitter about like, oh, this is just just trying to show a hot girl. The blonde girl, Heather, is really hot. I really enjoyed her. I was in love with her for like the 30 seconds she was on screen.
We are not angry at Heather at all. It's the writing, yeah.
Put a blonde girl on screen, and I'm a happy camper.
It's true. And so basically what comes out of this scene is, the photographer is shooting Elise and Mallory together. The theme is they're going travel to Paris and everything, which none of the sets look like that at all. And Elise, for some reason, is really getting into it and enjoying being a model. And Mallory is kind of like has stage fright, which is kind of bullshit because we've seen that she doesn't have stage fright.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And is kind of terrified of the camera, not unsure what to do. And Elise is really going for it and having a good time.
Now let me say this. I took a semester of photography in high school, so I'm pretty much a professional.
Oh yeah, all you need to know.
Yeah, exactly. 6 weeks. That's all you need.
Were you hoping to shoot naked girls?
I wasn't gonna say it, Corey. I figured you would, but yeah.
I was hoping to get like a bead in the dark room. That's what I was trying to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I would have started anything to do with photography.
I'm surprised you didn't.
Don't think it hadn't occurred to me. It occurred to me recently as last week, I believe.
If I get a good camera.
Corey, I imagine you in like the early 70s having daguerreotypes. Like you'd be like, would you like to come up to my apartment and see my pressings? Yeah, my etchings.
Yeah.
I have a very intact collection of Playbill magazines. Would you like to see them?
Let me show you my work.
Wait, Playbill? So you were like, here's the drama of Auntie Mame, not the musical.
And believe it or not, Paul Packler, I have the program from the original Auntie Mames on Broadway.
Of course you would. Of course you would. I
have a collection of them.
That is wonderful.
Thank you.
The thing I was going to say is, no matter how good the lighting is, no matter how fast they have the shutter speed and everything, Mallory and Elise are bouncing all over the goddamn set.
Yes.
Like two Tasmanian devils. Sit still.
They don't hold one pose.
They know it's not funny, and they're trying physical shtick instead. They know the writers didn't write them jokes. We got to make this work.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you also, that my relationship with the director of many episodes of Family Ties, Sam Weissman.
Yes. Mm-hmm. You and Sam,
I know this director as well for this episode.
Ooh.
Who was the director? John
Okay.
Pasquin is directed hundreds and hundreds of sitcom episodes, some more successful than others, but he is married to actress Jo Beth Williams from Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And their son, I believe their only child, played on the same Little League team as my eldest son, Griffin. So I knew John and Jo Beth for some period of time, about 20 years ago.
Wow.
Wow.
But my connection to a second director of Family Ties.
That's amazing. Now, did you get to talk to him ever about anything that he was working on? Did you talk
Nah,
about?
I never did. We talked about who's on first, what's on second.
I don't know.
Hey, I have one more thing to tell you, Paul Packler. I have to
Uh-oh.
ask you this question. Did you ever watch your dear actor friend Michael J. Fox? Did you ever watch the cartoon series Back to the Future?
Yes,
I did.
I didn't watch the whole thing all the way through, but did you, Scott?
I did. I vaguely remember, but I did.
Yeah.
I just mention it because I was just looking at one of my dearest friends out here and my employer, the fabulous David Kaufman, played the voice of Marty McFly for the 2-year run of.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, oh my goodness, that's so bizarre that somebody who I deal with, every week.
That's so funny.
David's a wonderful actor too, but boy, he's done a lot of animation. He's also been Jimmy Olsen in Superman cartoons for 20 years now.
Oh,
Wow.
That's
amazing that his voice stayed
that young.
Very young. David is just a couple of years younger than me, but his voice he's still just until very recently played Danny Phantom.
Oh, wow.
He's the voice of
Who's
Danny
that?
Phantom too.
It's like a Disney show, yeah? Is it Disney or
It's on like Disney or
something
Nickelodeon.
like that? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's get back to this episode, although I know what I'm saying is way more interesting.
Oh, it's way more interesting. I'd rather talk about 80s cartoon shows and voiceovers than this shit. God.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Paul, did you ever watch the Teen Wolf animated show?
I did. I remember watching that.
Yep.
Yeah. There was like the little sister or something.
Yeah, they had to give him a sister. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we got to go back to it here. Okay. So and to kind of go back to your whole thing with photography, Paul, and how they're bouncing around, they show stills of Elise at the end because apparently she's doing great work. None of them are usable. Not a single one of those are usable.
Exactly. That's my every time they're just constantly moving. They're always like her hair's in her face. She's making a ridiculous face. She's just a blur. Yeah,
it's horrible. And everyone, it's so weird. And so Mallory kind of leaves the set, defeated and pouty. Yeah, really pouty. And everyone's like gathered around Elise, like cheering almost. It's crazy. It's like a mob checking her out. It was just a weird scene, weirdly constructed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we go to, I'm guessing, again, another weird time shift. The next day, a couple days later, because at least the pictures have been printed in the newspaper, which is like a local newspaper, right?
Yeah, they said it was something about the Sunday insert.
Sunday insert, but god damn, is Lisa a celebrity now.
Yeah.
From this Sunday insert, like she's getting phone calls left and right to model.
In Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, yeah, the phone is apparently ringing off the hook for her. Alex is trying to be like her manager.
Let's just spell this out one more time. This is architect Elise Keaton, a mom of 3 in her at least late 30s, possibly early 40s, is fielding offers from all of the people who want to hire her for commercial work in Dayton, Ohio.
Well, Corey, I mean, everyone ages into their type or they age out of their type, and Elise Keaton is just aging into her type.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
She's a model. Happens. And somehow Ed comes over, excited. Okay.
Here we go. All right.
Yep.
Here we go.
So,
okay.
No, it's not yet. It's in the next scene that I want to comment on it. Nope.
Yeah, I got something like that too. I think we're on the same page with this, Corey.
Here he is. Agent Ed comes over.
Ed comes over and basically telling Elise that the proper penguin frozen food people want her to be their commercial spokesman, not modeling.
Nope.
Commercial speaking lines.
Mm-hmm.
Which
so she posed for pictures in front of a cyclorama of the Eiffel Tower.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's starring in a series of commercials, ostensibly national. For the, what is it, the private penguin?
Proper penguin.
Proper penguin.
Yeah.
Yes, this penguin is family friendly, Corey. Private, nothing.
Oh, yeah. And as all three of us actors, we know commercial work and print work are two very different things.
Yeah, and not
usually
just because they're
different agents.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing they have to keep in mind is Ed was apparently just waiting till the last second, or he couldn't get through because of the myriad of phone calls. The line was locked up at the Keaton household.
Well, no, but they have two phone lines, Paul. We've established this.
We know that.
Touche. And so he says that the commercial is filming tomorrow, and it'll pay $1,500.
And they react to $1,500 like they said $15 million.
Yeah, it's a weird reaction. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here, wait. You guys keep talking. I'm going to see how much $1,500 is. I'm going to do like a conversion thing.
Go for it.
Inflation calculator?
How much it would be?
Exactly.
So she's horrified and excited all at the same time.
Right. Yeah. It's just this weird reaction. Like, it's like, well, the money could change our life, but I don't want to do this. And it's like that money's not even going to pay your mortgage, even if it is in the 1980s.
And this is feminist Elise Keaton.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like this writer didn't even read the writer's Bible on these characters at all. Like, I'm just going to put whatever I want to into these characters. That's it.
Well, in that regard, it's like how Steven kept being a chauvinist in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing like this is that, selling out her ideals to be, because she's been pandered to and oh, you're a pretty lady type thing.
Yeah, I guess so. I feel like with Steven, though, more in season 1, it was them still trying to figure out little idiosyncrasies with Steven. But with Elise, this is a very clear cut. She would never react this way to anything. You know, nothing.
Okay, so
nothing that's blatant.
$1,500 in 1983 would be about $3,600 today.
So not that much more, twice the amount, but still.
No.
I mean, now I would work for $3,600 for a day's work. Let's face facts.
Right.
Yeah.
We'd be excited about it, but again, Corey, you're right. The reaction is
it's not life changing.
It's not life changing. All right. Yeah. But Elise agrees to do it, and then we go to the scene Corey's been waiting for. They are shooting the commercial.
Say it slowly before my head explodes.
Wait! We have to stop. We have to take a commercial break.
Okay.
Corey's so beat. Oh. Okay.
Exactly. I want to see if Corey survives this commercial break.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Okay.
And we're back. Corey, are you okay?
I'm fine. Say it.
Okay.
Say it. Where do we open up on their kitchen?
The kitchen, and they are shooting the commercial in the Keaton kitchen.
Doesn't that happen to everyone? They tell you booked a commercial, and then before you know it, the trucks pull up in front of your house with the porta potties and craft services, and they're filming the freaking commercial in your kitchen.
No, it's like they didn't plan this production. Oh wait, she agreed to do it. Can you ask her if we can use her kitchen? You know?
Uh-oh.
No, we're good.
Okay.
It's like,
I mean, did this production, like, this is obviously not... I'm sorry, what'd you say, Scott?
I was like, no, I was just like, at least can we use your kitchen to film?
Yeah, like, this is not a union gig.
No, this is not a union gig.
Far from union. So I guess we can say this isn't a national commercial.
No.
Oh my God. Okay.
The guy, there's a guy in a tux.
He is the
spokesperson. He's Mr. Penguin, right?
Sir Penguin, Paul. Sir Penguin.
All right. He was knighted by the Queen.
Yep. He was knighted.
Do you guys notice the huge reaction from the studio audience though when he entered for the first time?
They loved him.
Hey, Corey, if someone enters in a funny outfit.
No, but he's a regular. He was a regular on a soap opera for like 30 years, like one of the CBS soaps, and was really, really well known. Whether it was Bold and the Beautiful or Young and the Restless, one of those two, I think, and was like a big soap star. Even at that time, was still a huge soap star.
Interesting.
Oh, well, he was good. I mean, he had very good comic timing and stuff. So what they say about soap actors.
But can I just point out one more thing that made my head explode?
Yeah,
besides filming the commercial there.
Oh, I know what it's gonna be. Go for it.
Commercials have directors, right? And so you got to hire a director. So who better to direct the commercial being shot in your home than your agent, Ed?
Yeah, and Ed acts like when he talks to Elise, Ed acts like he's just heard from the commercial people at Proper Penguin.
He seems like he's in charge of the commercial.
How is he directing a commercial that they were trying to book? It makes no sense.
Makes no sense.
He's like the Saul Goodman. He in Better Call Saul. Like he's operating his entire agency out of the back of an Asian nail salon.
Yeah.
And so everything that he does,
he
pretends to be his own secretary where he's like, "Hi, this is Ed Hanson's office. How can I take care of all that kind of stuff." Ed Hanson has seen better days.
Yeah. Can we also talk about the food that Proper Penguin makes? The frozen food?
The escargot?
I've never had frozen escargot.
Not frozen. I've had escargot. It just wasn't frozen. I don't
never
really freeze my snails.
Never had that. And
they offer turtle soup and Peking duck.
Yeah.
All of these TV dinners can be yours.
You can have an escargot TV dinner.
They're all microwavable too.
Listeners, if you can find us a picture of frozen food escargot, a TV dinner version of escargot.
I mean, you just deserve to get diabetes for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you go to the store and you go, "Oh, frozen escargot," in that tone of voice, you should just die.
And so what happens is Mallory is on set. Now, when she first comes in, did it look like to you like she was trying to maybe get a chance to model at all or talk to Ed about modeling? Because she's really dressed up.
She is.
And she's got pearls on. I was like, oh, she's going to try to find her way to do something, But instead, she's there to sabotage the commercial with every take.
Yeah. And Mallory, just between you and me, you don't have to do a lot to sabotage this set.
No.
The writers pretty much took care of that all on their own.
You're good. You're good. Yeah. And there's something in the business Justine Bateman was doing with the pearls. I thought she was going to eat that freaking necklace. She kept twisting with him, gnawing, So yeah.
Now, kudos to Elise Keaton for being an amazing, if this whole engineering or whatever she is fails, and if she loses her family or whatever, she's an amazing actress. In less than 8 hours, she's completely committed the script to memory.
She does it great.
She comes up with all kinds of business for how she's going to perform it. She nails all of her marks every time. This woman has only been in a picture once, and now she's like, Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
She's good.
Yeah. And so the bit is just Mallory keeps finding reasons to sabotage the production. The Proper Penguin guy, Sir Penguin, gets pissed at her, and we have a flash forward cut. They're on take 34, and Elise has done it so many times she can't remember her lines. So it took them forever to film this very simple commercial, and pissed off the Sir Penguin. That's essentially what happens, yeah?
That's it. That's the
I wish I could
whole
say
kit and
more.
caboodle.
That's about the best picture I can paint for you of that scene. Yeah.
I wrote down Mallory goes crazy. She's absolutely nuts.
Yeah, she loses it in the, and again, kind of destroys the character. Like they just trampled all over really good characters in this episode.
It's almost as much as she's saying, "I'm shallow. Accept me that way."
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're not really shallow. You're actually quite deep, and you're very normal. And I'm not gonna tell you that you're silly because you want to be a model. You want to be a model? We'll be a model.
No one thought that she was silly.
It just always seems they seem to like try and knock her down to build her up, and they were unsuccessful both times. They couldn't knock her down. They couldn't build her up. It was all for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The you stole my thunder speech. I want to do as a monologue for auditions from now on.
Oh, Corey, could you paraphrase it? Could you paraphrase it a little bit?
I couldn't yet, but it was the theme of it was. Oh yes, actually I could.
Go for it. Yeah.
Here's the paraphrasing. You stole my thunder. This really sucks, Mom. That's it.
Wait, I want you guys to use that scene for the classes that you teach, the teenagers that you have in acting.
Make them say you stole my thunder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can totally do that.
It's so weird. The whole episode's weird, and it feels weird, and it's weird emotionally, and the writing's weird. And we've been begging for an A plot and a B plot. We finally get an A plot and a B plot, except guess what? They forgot about the B plot the whole second act.
Right.
Yeah.
The joke
and does he say something about it, Alex, late in the show?
No.
Not really. I mean, Jennifer comes down with like a tool belt and a big piece of lumber, and that's it. That's what we're supposed to. She's building a map. How does this even work?
Yeah. The other thing is, for like that entire scene between Mallory and Elise, we get to watch as Justine Bateman tries to cry.
Yeah. She tries.
I mean,
I'm telling you, I still can't blame her. I think the writers gave her nothing to work with. I can't.
She tried hard.
She was brave and she did everything she could.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to make fun of her. It was really the writing in this case. It's so bad.
Yeah, I agree. She tried her hardest, man. It just sounded ridiculous. You can't build that up to cry. It's just so bad. And basically, that's pretty much what happens this last. It's just this reconciliation. Here's what annoyed me the most, though, is they wrote that Elise would be oblivious to Mallory feeling this way. And I don't believe that for a second.
Nor do I.
I think immediately after that shoot, or even during that shoot, Elise would have gone over to Mallory and say, like, look, honey, I know we're here for you. She would have comforted her.
It's totally out of character for Elise.
It doesn't make. She got so self-absorbed, but Elise is not a self-absorbed character.
No, she's a selfless character.
Yes.
And at no point in the episode when she was supposed to have been quote unquote like oblivious, she never was.
No,
guys. Yep. This was just horrible, right? Like this was like I said, we've seen bad episodes that we can poke and make fun at. This episode made I don't want to speak for all of you, but made us angry just watching. Like it was just kind of a betrayal of what they had established.
Yeah, and it's a betrayal of the goodwill that we've had for season 2.
It is. It is a betrayal. Such high hopes, and now I'm on edge again. Now I'm on edge that we got to endure some more stuff like this.
I mean, how dare you make this kind of an episode?
You fuckers!
How dare you?
Like, how do the writers look at themselves in the mirror? 30 years later, I hope they're still waking up every day, like scraggly beard and everything.
Well,
it's like,
Scott, you said last week something about us remembering the really good episodes, and then we talked about the Ming episode being really bad. And this one is going to stick in my craw like the Ming episode.
Yeah, I'm with you. Oh, this was absolutely.
This was
absolutely.
And I'm so insulted because I really did think, oh, Mallory wants to be a model. That's sort of interesting. Okay, I'll watch that.
There's stuff you could do with that. There's plenty. The premise is not a bad idea.
And then even up until mother-daughter modeling pageant, she lied about it. But this was where it would have gone completely different. into Elise trying to make a point about feminism and losing the battle.
Yes, I didn't want to see Elise give in to this, and it made no sense. It was horrible writing. Like I said, someone did not read the Bible or the character breakdowns. Yep. Well, guys, we lived through this.
If we lived through that, what was that? The tutor's name again? What was his name? Jeff.
I honestly think if Jeff had appeared in this episode, I would have called you guys and said, "Fuck it, I'm out. I can't do this. I can't." I think we'd have to shut down the show. Like, we can't do this anymore. It's just not worth it.
Yeah. I kind of want to try to find Jeff on Twitter and just talk to him and be like, "What's going on?"
Will you call him Jeff if you find him on Twitter? Just keep referring to him as Jeff.
Yes, Savad Jeff.
All right, guys. Well, listeners, thanks for sticking with us. We hope you continue to play along. I hope you are continuing to play along. This is going to be broadcast after Family Ties goes away from Netflix. So, Paul, you found it on Amazon, the series on Amazon?
Yeah, but I don't expect the listeners to go.
I'm not saying to buy. But just if you want to play along, it's there somewhere.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, you can go on CBS.com and you can, I think, go episode by episode if you have an account. Like, it's all on there. It's just not free. That you have to have like a CBS account or whatever.
Right. You're saying CBS. Why would it be on CBS.com?
I have no idea. I feel like maybe they bought the rights after it went off.
At the end of each episode, it says CBS Paramount, so it's Viacom that owned it then. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm terrible at that kind of stuff. I don't know how things go where it's like one company owns it, but then they even film it on a different lot. It's like that kind of stuff. I have no idea how that works.
It was a Paramount show, and it was Paramount that was aired on those. Those days are gone now because mostly nowadays networks produce out of NBC studios or CBS studios or ABC studios. They produce their own stuff.
It's all in-house.
They don't have to have a middleman to siphon off money. So in those days, studios like Paramount TV would produce a series and pitch it to all the networks, and they'd bid on it, and that's how it was done.
That's so weird. Why was it that way before? Or why did it happen that way?
No, because it used to be people would bring content. Studios didn't provide their own content. Networks didn't provide their own content. They were a network. They were a basis of broadcasting. They were broadcasters.
Oh, okay.
Now it's all about the content.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But, so if you go on there, you can also go, I think, episode by episode on Amazon, just like any of those sorts of things. You could also go around the internet, perhaps, and probably find it somewhere. But we are all going to buy box sets and watch it on the DVDs. And so I'm sure by the end of this, we will have a fantastic giveaway of our box sets. Signed.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
Get excited, listeners.
Oh, yeah. And be sure to rate and review our show on iTunes. And for questions and comments, email us at qualitytimewithfamilyties@gmail.com. Also follow us on Twitter at QTWFT for all our updates. And you can also follow each of us. I'm at Follow Jones.
I'm at Paul Packler.
I'm at Core Pep.
And like our Facebook page. We'd like to thank our host and producer, Barbara Dillon at Fanboy Comics. Fanboy Comics is an online conglomerate of geek media providing its readers with daily reviews, interviews, and podcasts that span the pop culture spectrum. Check them out at fanboycomics.net. We also like to thank Perry Adams, who beautifully performs the Family Ties theme song Without Us. Check out Perry's music and dates at perryadams.com. We also like to thank Bryant Dillon, who created our fantastic drawing and artwork, as well as edits our show. Bryant is the president and co-founder of Fanboy Comics, so follow him on Twitter at Comic Book Slayer. And lastly, Sean Foster, Fanboy Comics graphic designer, for designing our logo. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.